We live a life of luxury, but some people think we're poor. It's crazy, isn't it? Simple pleasures to some equal poverty. And here I am just patiently trying to light a fire just with a fire stick. And this is how we celebrated the winter solstice: an outside fire, sausages, mulled wine, and some warm spiced apple for the kids. In this video, I'm just going to take you through a week in my life, all the things I get up to. I love simple celebrations, things that anchor us to our year. We've been having an outside fire to celebrate solstice for about 10 years now. Spoiler alert, I didn't actually manage to do it. I spent about 5 minutes and couldn't get it to work, so then ended up having to use a match. This week has been so cold, we've had to get our second fire going 2 times. So this fire is in our kitchen. We have one in our lounge as well. This fire here, though, runs just only on foraged wood. We spend about $1,800 every year on our wood for the main fire, which is kind of what I would say heats our house for the most part. If we halved that wood, though, and was using it in 2 fires, we wouldn't have nearly enough to last. I run a fair bit and also play a team sport, but as I age, I am trying to do more weight-bearing exercise. I am not keen on the gym at all, so I'm trying to get into calisthenics and use my my body weight as my weight-bearing exercise. My kids call this a prison workout. I'm not sure if this is, going to break me free of a jail, but I'm just trying to work up to being able to do 30 push-ups in a row, and if I can do that, then I think that would be quite good. At the moment, I'm just on 10. I also keep all my change. So whenever I get $1 left over or some cents, I put it in this change jar. If I just left it in my wallet, I would spend it. And this is a real, I guess, a popular old Depression era trick. Like you put the change somewhere specific, and then after a while, it's going to add up a bit, isn't it? I think when I finish this challenge, I will have more than $300. I'm only halfway through, but it's, hundreds of dollars already, or over $100 that I've saved just by keeping my gold and silver coinage, which is pretty good, I reckon. Next on my to-do list is dinner. I'll be working this afternoon, but I wanted to take a bit of pressure off my husband. We're off on a holiday really soon, and there's heaps to do. So today I'm going to just make a bacon and egg pie. I'm missing the ham though, which I forgot to add in the correct order. So don't necessarily look at this and think, oh, that's how you make a bacon and egg pie. I don't also use bacon because I use the ham, because I got that in my last big Hella's grocery haul. So I got lots of ham, and for me it's exactly the same. Well, for them, I don't eat it, they do. I'm concentrating way too much though on this video, and that's how I managed to miss out the key ingredient. So I have to go back and figure out a way. Normally you'd put the onion in first, then the ham, and then put the eggs on top and break them up. But I just put the onion straight in, and then put the eggs on top. And then once I'd done that, I thought, oh, hang on, I'm missing a key ingredient here. What is it? Oh, yeah, it's the ham. So I had to go back and try and figure out a way to kind of stuff it underneath. It did turn out okay for the most part. I also forget about the bacon and egg pie and when I get on with another job, and this is how I fix it. It's not the first time I've had this problem, so I'm well practiced, and my kids aren't too judgy because they are also well used to me burning things. I hate food waste, so I'm getting some stuff ready to take out to the chickens. There's a bit of leftover apple pie and some leftover pancakes from the weekend. We waste no food, so if it doesn't go to the chickens, it'll go to the dog. So it's always one or the other. And really, even if there's anything left over from the chickens, then it goes into the worm farm. We are getting ready to go on a trip, and we're having a house sitter, so I'm just trying to get all the chickens sorted, clean out their coop. This is just a cat carrier that they like to lay their eggs in, so that's cool. We've recently had red mites at the end of summer, and it took me a really long time to get rid of them. I had to, really go out, and I had to separate the chickens from where they had been sleeping, and yeah, it was really hard work. So there's lots and lots of cleaning needed in the chicken coop to keep them all fresh and healthy. We just have this hay here, which I just grab a bit of, and that's what they lay their eggs in for me, which is really cool. There's really nothing that gives me more pleasure on a daily basis than going out and communing with the chickens and collecting their eggs. I feel super lucky every single time I do that. So that's one job ticked off the list. The chicken area is all clean and they've got everything they need for the time that we're away for the house sitter to manage really easily. Now I just need to quickly duck inside and check on the leftover pastry hearts. I've done this for the kids ever since they were little, and it's the kind of thing, if I didn't do it, people would notice. I think, even though no one says they appreciate it, I think deep down that they do. Back to the chickens quickly though, because when I was out there I noticed that one of them had a bit of a pooey bum, so I'm just adding some apple cider vinegar to their water. I buy apple cider vinegar in bulk and I use it for us and the animals to keep us healthy. Now it's time to pack. I only ever take on carry-on luggage only, and it doesn't matter how long I'm going for, it's always only one bag. So 1 week or 1 month, 1 year, it's always one bag, carry-on only. We've been like that for years, and even when we travelled when our kids were really little and couldn't take their own bag, we shared one bag only. Finally, we are off. So some people think because we grow our own food, make our own clothes or buy second hand, that we are somehow poor. I absolutely love that life. I love working on projects at home. I love using my hands and my head and my heart together to try and solve problems creatively. I spend very little on a day-to-day basis because not only do I love that lifestyle, but I also love adventuring, and I couldn't do both things. I cannot live a luxurious life on a daily basis and afford to adventure unless I'm willing to go to work for a lot longer than I actually am able to. Like you guys know, my husband and I are aiming for early retirement, and we're actually on track to achieve that. So being careful with the pennies when we're at home enables us to live this other lifestyle outside of our home. And it's a bit of a contrast, but I've said this in many videos. I have these really opposing wants and needs sometimes, like I need to feel like I'm a useful human on the planet. And then on this other hand, I'm like, I just have these really itchy feet and I just want to get out and see the entire world. Having an adventurous spirit, I think, is a blessing and a curse. I'm the only one in my family that I grew up in that has these itchy feet. Everybody else is very happy to stay planted exactly where we've lived our entire lives, except for me. So people in my family find me a little bit strange, but lucky in New Zealand, we're full of adventurous people. So there's lots of people exactly like me who want to get out and see the world, so it doesn't feel quite so strange. So whether it's this life here in front of you of fancy restaurants, live entertainment, or it's feeding the chickens and tending the garden, I think I live a life of luxury.